I'm very live. Makes me feel alive to be alive. I gotta change my act. So, anyway, today I'd like to comment on um, the paranormal and religion. Now, I think a few people would not say that the paranormal and religion do not mix. Well, guess what? One actually depends upon the other. Okay, it's kind of like two topics that's meant to be one. Okay, because well, in my opinion, and that, but there has been a few people on YouTube. They go into a location. Uh, they don't believe in anything. I'm not even sure they even believe in God, and that they go to a location and they just make idiots of themselves. And instead of catching proof of the paranormal, all they do is get the crap scared out of themselves, and they run out. You know, like people that like to do that, I think, grow up. But for people that are hardcore paranormal enthusiasts, investigators, and such, um, I would definitely say the paranormal and religion definitely go together because it's kind of that you can't have one without the other kind of thing. Okay, because a lot of people go into a haunted location. Okay, you need protection against anything negative or anything like that as a location, right? And that, well, where does the protection come from? Very simple, from the spirit world. And that, but depending on your faith, what kind of protection would you ask for? Okay, like myself, I'm a Christian, and that, but also I've spoken with people that are Catholic. Well, a lot of people believe that Christians and Catholics are one and the same. Uh, well, personally, um, I don't really want to comment on that, because some people would say yes, some people would say no. Me, I'm kind of on the fence on that. But to me, uh, in a way, I would say yes, and that because you see, depending on your faith, is depends on what kind of spiritual protection that you use to go into a location. Okay, um, like in the Christian realm. Okay, especially if you go into an area where there's a lot of negative stuff going on, and that um, in the Christian faith, okay, your protection is the word and the blood of Christ. Okay, where in the Catholic faith, and that they're more into symbolisms than that, but symbolisms that you can carry, and that, which I think is good. In fact, I've actually done it, and that, like, if I feel afraid, if I feel that there's something negative around me, and that, I grab the Holy Bible, Word of God. Okay, but for other people, and that are uh, more into uh, symbolism of the Catholic faith, and that, which I think is really good, and that, see, some people they wear those like a crucifix. Others wear either in a pendulum form or in a little statuette, like for the house or car or whatever, and that they would actually carry a statuette of the Virgin Mary, of one of the archangels, and that, or they carry a big crucifix, especially if it's believed that there's an evil spirit in a location. They always come along with the crucifix. Okay, well, these are all, well, I believe they're all uh, symbolisms of the Catholic faith. Okay, and that, but some people would say they're the symbolism of the Christian faith, which is fine. And but other Catholics, I noticed that for protection, especially for personal protection, they also like to carry rosary beads. Okay, they either wear them or they hold them in their hands and rub them for extra protection, that's fine, you know. And I tell you, if you use spiritual protection and you feel and believe that they really work, then I'd say more power to you. Okay. And now when it comes to the thing about the archangels and that, I would definitely say yes. And that, because to kind of put the, acknowledging the archangels and that they're kind of the high officials of the angelic realm. Okay. It's kind of like saying, I'm bringing in the big guns, because there's something bad in this location, and I need as much protection as I can get, and I need as much reinforcement, spiritual reinforcement as I can get. Okay, that's also part of your religion, going into a haunted location, part of the paranormal, and that. It's kind of like if you're using an example here on the earth plane about archangels and that, it's kind of having a dispute down here and bringing in the military. Basically the same idea. Okay, you bring in the big guns and that. But keep in mind that when it comes to the archangels in the heavenly realms and that, they answer to Christ, or some people believe they answer to the Virgin Mary. I believe that they answer to Christ and that, but either way, and that by using your faith, using your religion as protection, to go into any haunted location, and that it's always good to be very much prepared, just in case you're surprised by an evil spirit that you were not aware of before, and all of a sudden, there he is. Okay, instead of running out and say, I have no protection, you can say, I've got the protection. Okay, and so basically, by using your faith, by using your religion, and then you got reinforcements, you can actually do the investigation, and you're protected. Okay. Now, there's something that Derek and Stephanie, they do their readings on Sundays, they do haunted dolls on Saturday nights. And whenever they go out to do an actual investigation at a haunted location, and that is one thing that they always do. I absolutely love. Okay, and that is before they start their stream, they do an opening prayer for protection, and when they're done, and they stop the stream, they do a closing prayer. That way, nothing follows them home. And Derek knows exactly what he's doing, because the prayers he uses is his own personal prayer of protection and deliverance. Okay, and I'm not sure if he's ever mentioned what prayer he uses. All I know is that it's a prayer he uses that it's a very old prayer, but a very effective prayer. Now, if you wanted to do the same, basically, okay, depending on your faith, okay, by whatever prayer you understand, according to your faith, according to your religion, and that, whatever prayer you use, okay, you can use that, but just asking for protection. But I suggest you do it at the beginning and at the end of whatever you're doing, whether it's readings, investigations, whatever. And that at the beginning and the end. That way, at the beginning, you get the protection. At the end, the spirit people you leave behind, and no one can, and they will not. Usually, they won't follow you. But sometimes there has been cases where a spirit person has followed people home, and then they get another medium to tell a spirit person, okay, you gotta go back. Okay, but usually, because of the prayer of protection, they stay behind. Okay. And which is always very comforting, and now for those who do a quick babble, I wouldn't even consider it a prayer, just like God protect me, but hell, you better be fast. Like, I wouldn't even consider that a prayer. And see, the kind of prayer that God answers and honors is a kind of prayer that's sincere, and humble. And the one thing that I've learned over the years in that is basically when you're asking God for protection, don't ask as a professional paranormal investigator or medium or whatever. Ask them as if you're a humble child, and that the humility, okay, okay, because that's one thing God loves when it comes to answer when He goes to answer prayers, and that is He really loves and honors a humble, childlike prayer, not childish, but childlike uh, prayer, and usually if you use a humble, childlike prayer for protection, wherever you are, and that is that kind, and not only He answers, He honors, and that. Because you see, to my understanding, He doesn't like answering a proud heart, but He loves answering a humble heart. And that, if that makes any sense, according to my faith, and that, like I said, when it comes to going to a location that's full of paranormal activity, it's haunted, whatever, by using your religion, your faith for protection, and also you also have your protection and guidance from your spirit guide, gatekeeper, and also if you call upon the archangels, if you're really scared, and that's actual protection, and like I said, using your religion, and it makes your experience with the paranormal that much more enjoyable, but also safer, and but if you go to a location where warning bells are going off, there's a demon there, and that usually your guide or an angel or someone from the heavenly realms will give you a sign, which is a warning, indicating, okay, what you're about to step into is out of your league. Okay, you need to bring in a professional who deals with demons and negative energies. Okay, like a demonologist, and because if you're dealing with a very negative energy or even a demon, and that's a whole different ball cord. Okay, that can actually get dangerous. Okay, it's gone from being a paranormal investigation to spiritual warfare. Okay, because myself, I have never got involved. Well, actually, that's not true. I did get involved with spiritual warfare once or twice years ago, and I tell you, it was a sickening experience, and it's something I don't think I ever want to experience again. Because at the time, I didn't really understand it, and but nowadays, if I go to a location, full protection, and humble heart, asking God, go in there, do my investigation. I'm still protected, and got my guide to help me. The angels are around, the team or the individual or whatever, and you go in there, interaction, recordings, get evidence, everybody's happy. You got evidence, maybe, and but at least you're not going alone, and so, like I said, for people that don't think that religion and paranormal don't mix, and it's like going into a war zone with no weaponry whatsoever. Going in there as if you're going into the mall. Okay, like you haven't got a chance. Okay, they're gonna belt you in every corner, and you're not gonna have any defense whatsoever. Because you may think that going into a location and having all that stuff, all that spiritual stuff going on, seems to sounds harmless, but don't forget that if there's enough energies around, enough spirit people around, and they fill up their energy, they can actually take a small item and turn it into a projectile. Because I've seen people go into a location thinking, ghosts won't bother me. They're spared their energy. They're not physical. They can't smack you. And then they go in there and they have a stone thrown at them. What the heck is that? I'm not prepared. I have no protection. And then people getting pelted by stones, bricks, and it depends on how much energy is in the location as to how much you'll be attacked with. Okay, without protection, and like spiritual protection cannot stop a stone from hitting you, but it can make you aware that there's a negative energy nearby, and it'll tell you don't go in there, or you're going to get smacked with a stone or a piece of wood or something. Okay, or if you're made aware that there's something in there, okay, and just be extra careful. At least you'll have the gut feeling that something could happen if you go into a room where there's an angry energy that wants to throw something at you. At least you'll be, spiritually aware. And so it doesn't mean that you won't get hit, but at least you'll feel that energy, So like I said, spiritual protection cannot prevent you from getting hit by something, but at least it'll give you the forewarning. And like I said, based on your faith and your religion, and you'll go in with protection, unlike people that don't practice any kind of faith or religion, and that they go in there and they go, oh, they can't harm me. Whack! It's got hit by something. What was that? I thought God was on my side. Guess what? You never asked. So anyway, people, that's why basically I wanted to talk about was paranormal and religion, how the two really depend on each other. Now, there are other religions that I could have spoke about, but because I don't understand them enough to comment on them, okay, like I wanted to speak about, like for instance, the religion of Wicca with white witches, and that like a friend of mine is a white witch, and she practices Wicca, but because I don't understand it totally, and that I didn't really want to comment on it, but why I do understand that it's I might be way off, but I just did a little research into it, and it's a kind of an earthbound kind of religion that basically teaches strength, positivity, healing, I believe, and like they have their own theology, their own religion, which nothing wrong with that. If they feel good about the religion, go for it. But there are other religions that, like I said, because I don't understand them completely, I didn't want to comment on them, but I do know a little bit about Wicca, and when it comes to the thing about being a white witch, and there's still a lot of stigma behind that. Like they think all witches are evil and wicked and stuff like that. No. And this friend of mine, a very sweet person, and she practices Wicca, and she's a beautiful person. She's a member of White Rose, okay. And unfortunately, because of my memory, I can't remember if it's Wanda or if it's Ellen. So sorry, ladies. My memory's the first thing to go sometimes, but I do know that one of these ladies is practicing White Witch, and some of the stuff that she comes up with is absolutely amazing. Like she's a beautiful person, and she hasn't got one negative bone in her body, and she's practicing a religion that she loves, she really believes in. It gives her strength, gives her comfort, it gives her protection. I say more power to you, my dear friend. But But like I said, other religions that I'm planning on researching them a little bit someday, but until now, all I can say is that if you got a religion or a faith that you really love, that you're really into, I would say more power to you. God bless you all. Okay, so anyway, this basically I wanted to just talk about, and that's something that I came up with. Well, I did come up with it. My one guy, Jeffrey, he's the one that gave me the idea, and I give my guy Jeffrey, which is also Nikki's guide. He's given me some topics that really I have never forgotten. They're absolutely amazing. And he continues to give me more topics over time, which I thank him for every time. Beautiful person. So anyway, people, for those who will see the stream, once you're done listening to the stream, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment if you have anything to say. Any comments below. I don't know if I have a group based on this. If I do, I'll put it in the comments. But if not, well, then you can comment on my channel here but if there's anything that I said that is not right, please let me know. Okay, because I'm just going based on my own experiences so anyway, people, my next stream will be next few days, I guess. I'm not really sure. I haven't got any titles yet. So, but when the topic comes up, I guarantee I'll be pretty excited. So, anyway, people, thank you so much. Stay safe, and hope to see you again real soon. And until then, love and light.